Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We're still in the book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament. I think Solomon wrote this. We got everything is meaningless. Wisdom is meaningless. Pleasures are meaningless. Wisdom and folly are meaningless. Toil is meaningless. That's time for everything. And now we're on chapter 4. Oppression, toil, and friendliness. So I think maybe he's changing his tone. We'll see. All right, chapter 4. Again, I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors. That's kind of true right now, isn't it? And they have no comforter. And I declared that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive, but better than both is the one who has never been born. That's some depressing stuff. Who has not seen the evil that is done under the sun. And I saw that the toil and all the achievements sprang from one person's envy to another. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Fools fold their hands and ruin themselves. Better one handful with tranquility than 2 handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. Again, I saw something meaningless under the sun. There was a man all alone. He had neither son nor brother. There was no end to his toil, yet his eyes were not content with his wealth. For whom am I toiling, he asked, and why am I depriving myself enjoyment? This too is meaningless, a miserable business. I got to thank the Lord that I do have children to pass my legacy on, so I can see why that would bother some people. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity the one who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if 2 lie down together, they will keep warm, but how will one keep warm alone? The old Ranger stories, right? Though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. All right. Now we have advancement is meaningless. Better a poor but wise youth than an old but foolish king who no longer knows how to heed a warning. The youth may have come from prison to the kingship, or he may have been born in poverty without his kingdom. I saw that all who lived and walked under the sun followed the youth, the king's successor. There was no end to all the people who were before them, but those who came later were not pleased with the successor. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Interesting. So, looks to be here that some of this wisdom is that maybe finding some strength in numbers, So, probably some advice I probably need to hear too. Hope this finds you well, and Godspeed.